Right now this morning, back on the job. Coming up, dock workers are headed back to work. The details on the new deal that ended their strike at the ports. And living healthier longer. We'll share some simple tips to take care of yourself as you age. Learn how to boost your well-being into your golden years.
Plus, we have a frost advisory to the north right about now over by Ladysmith. And of course, we have a pleasant day ahead. We have windy conditions coming in for this week, and I'll have more of this coming up for you in your QuickCast.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, October 4th. We've made it to Friday. Fast week this week, right? We were saying? Yeah. So what can we expect out there for the weather
I've
this
got
weekend?
some news for you. We have another opportunity for not only tonight, but tomorrow for the Aurora Borealis.
Oh, good.
Again.
I missed it, and I totally forgot about it.
And there you have it. Okay, but I've got this coming up for you as well with this frost advisory coming in play. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that right now as we go into it. As I've mentioned before, a pleasant day ahead for us. We're starting off with the frost advisory, and it's going to be nice and mild today. We have windy conditions coming in for Saturday, and it's going to be gusty as well. We'll also see some scattered showers coming in also for the latter portion of the afternoon going into the evening. So it starts off with a 30% chance of showers, then it gets into at least about a 50 to 60% chance of showers and storms. This is the rainfall that we picked up over the last, it was at least the last, we'll call it the last 12 hours. Now we're getting some rainfall that's out of the way. Cloud cover is out here right now, moving out of the area slowly but surely, and that is ushering in the possibility of frost advisory without having that cloud cover. You can see it by Ladysmith right there. We'll continue on. As you can see down to the south, no other advisories are happening currently, but then we'll take it into how this all plays out as we go into 6 a.m. We're looking at some sunny or clear skies for you this morning, getting into sunshine by the mid-morning hours and carrying over right into the afternoon where temperatures go from 55 to 64 degrees. When I come back, I'll give you a better overview of your local weather. Please stick around.
All right, Art, thank you. The U.S. economy and consumers nationwide can now breathe easy this morning because port workers are leaving the picket line and headed back to the job today. Less than a week after the walk-off started, the International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance issuing a joint statement saying a tentative deal has been reached. That agreement includes an annual $4 per hour raise for the 6-year term of the contract.
It means that they can provide, put food on the table, pay their bills. They don't have to worry anymore of possibly losing their cars or their homes or anything like that.
President Biden praising the tentative agreement, emphasizing the importance of collective bargaining and strengthening the economy. The deal does still need to be finalized and ratified by ILA members before it becomes official. An Onalaska middle school janitor is one of 3 men arrested on child pornography charges. Onalaska police arrested 65-year-old David Baltz for possession of child porn. The school district put him on administrative leave while reviewing his employment. La Crosse police also charged Jeffrey Loeb with possession of child pornography and sexual exploitation of a child. Michael Harrison faces charges of possessing virtual child pornography. A missing Chippewa Falls man is dead, presumably after a motorcycle crash. Chippewa Falls police found the body of 45-year-old Matthew Harshman near the motorcycle crash scene in a wooded area. Harshman had been missing since Sunday. Police say they located his body near East Park Avenue using phone data. Investigators determined speed was a factor in the fatal crash. The search for a missing Winona man in Yellowstone Park is now a recovery operation. 22-year-old Austin King vanished 11 days ago during a solo hike to Eagle Peak. The National Park Service announced it is now scaling back the scope of the search efforts, but will continue looking for King's body. Officials say they have not found any clues to King's whereabouts. While in Michigan, former President Donald Trump again falsely claimed that he won the 2020 election. CBS News' Naomi Ruckham has that and more from the campaign trail.
I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
A big endorsement yesterday for Vice President Kamala Harris from a former top House Republican in the birthplace of the Republican Party, Ripon, Wisconsin.
Together, I know we can chart a new way forward, not as members of any one party, but as Americans.
Cheney is an outspoken critic of former President Donald Trump. She lost her seat in the House after voting to impeach Trump over the January 6th insurrection.
Donald Trump is not fit to lead this good and great nation.
Liz Cheney is a stupid war hawk.
Trump slammed Cheney's endorsement on Fox News yesterday while on the trail in battleground Michigan.
We're going to make it again the car capital of the world.
While there, Trump again falsely claimed he won the 2020 election, and he repeated a baseless conspiracy theory about federal hurricane relief funds.
They stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank so they could give it to their illegal immigrants.
The Biden administration is pushing back, calling those claims, quote, completely false. Today, Trump will stump in Georgia and North Carolina, two states impacted by Hurricane Helene, while Harris is in Michigan.
And new this morning, the Harris-Walz campaign revealing that former President Barack Obama will hit the campaign trail to help shore up support for the Democratic ticket. His first rally set for next week in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, preparations are underway for former President Donald Trump's return to Butler, Pennsylvania this weekend. That is nearly 3 months after he survived that assassination attempt there. Election integrity took center stage at the Pump House Regional Arts Center last night. Former Wisconsin representative from both parties joined La Crosse County Clerk Ginny Dankmeyer for a panel discussion on election security. Former 3rd District Representative Ron Kind urged voters to learn about ballot counting and security directly from election officials. Panelists from across the political spectrum agree that robust safeguards against fraud are already in place.
Be careful where you're getting your sources of information and what you're relying to form opinions on. Absent facts, absent evidence, there's no reason to doubt the accuracy of our elections here in Wisconsin and the fact that our votes are counted accurately.
I think the best way to prevent them is to come to places and events like this where you can hear from the actual clerks who are administering these elections and see all the safeguards that have been put in place under statutory law here in Wisconsin to protect every single voter.
He says he thinks election security will improve because governments are adapting to challenges to make them more secure. Kind says he thinks election security will get worse because Donald Trump's repeated baseless claims of election fraud, just like he made last night. While Oktoberfest may have tapped out locally, the brouhaha continues in Germany, where revelers are expected to down over 2 million gallons of beer. This year, brewers are teaming up with researchers to combat climate change's effects on their suds. CBS's Tina Kraus has those details.
The centuries-old Oktoberfest tradition runs deep in Germany, and keeping a cold one in everyone's hand is what the world's biggest beer festival is all about. But brewing a cold beer on a warm planet is becoming a challenge, so researchers in Munich are busy breeding special hops. Plants with deeper roots that need less water, making them more resistant to rising temperatures, drought, and disease.
We grew up here more than 7,000 seedlings every year. They are selected out of more than 100,000 small seedlings.
Scientists call this nursery their kindergarten, where they're aiming to grow plants over 20 feet tall into stronger and more climate-resistant hops for generations to come. They're teaming up with brewers, farmers, and students to spread the word.
The new varieties gives our farmers the chance to have an income and gives our brewer the varieties that they need now and in the future.
Researchers hope the specially bred hops will one day be brewed into beers served around the world, including those at Oktoberfest, helping to keep the industry afloat.
Researchers warn hop yields could fall by as much as 18% across growing regions in Europe by 2050 if farmers don't adapt to the changing climate. And get ready for an exciting weekend of events in the Coulee region and Chippewa Valley, starting with Rev Your Engines for the 55th annual Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. More than 400 cars will compete across 16 divisions with events like a pancake breakfast and pet costume parade. And Fall Fest taking over Dixon's Autumn Harvest Winery in Chippewa Falls this weekend. Enjoy live music, food trucks, a petting zoo, and more at this free event. Tonight in Winona, catch the adult comedy Elling at the Winona Arts Center. The 90-minute film screens at 7 o'clock with $5 tickets available. And the time now is 5:10. Still ahead on your morning news. The United Auto Workers Union is holding a rally today. We'll tell you why. JetBlue dropping some hot food options, and the Villa V Odyssey 3-year cruise finally setting sail. And the machinist strike against Boeing reaching its 3rd week now with no signs of ending. Coming up, more on the union members and their plan to stay on the picket line. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Nibby the beaver will continue to call a wildlife rescue facility in Massachusetts home. The governor announced a new permit will allow Nibby to stay at the Newhouse Wildlife Rescue as an educational animal. The 2-year-old beaver has been there for her entire life after she was found abandoned on the side of a highway when she was just a few days old. State wildlife officials said Nibby had to be released back into the wild. They plan to do that Tuesday prior to her emergency injunction filed yesterday. She looks pretty happy where she is, huh? And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the birthplace of Justin Timberlake, that is Memphis, Tennessee. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
Every day we battle illegal drugs coming into our community.
And we know the attacks on Tammy Baldwin are not true.
Tammy's working with law enforcement to stop the flow of fentanyl.
She brought Democrats and Republicans together
to crack down on drugs coming from China and Mexico,
giving us more tools to fight drug smugglers.
And Tammy voted 32 times to strengthen the border.
Don't believe the attacks.
It's Tammy Baldwin I trust to keep Wisconsin safe.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Today at Wesco in Sparta, it's interest-free. Free! 24 months interest-free, 36 months interest-free, even 48 months interest-free on everything from beautiful furniture for every room and premium mattresses to flooring and brand-name appliances. Choose the home furnishings you want. Then Wesco lets you buy interest-free to suit your needs. 24 months interest-free, 36 months interest-free, or even 48 months interest-free. It's an interest-free for all today at Wesco in Sparta.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed, results since 1846.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks, but now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
When I called other lawyers, I wasn't even sure who was going to be representing me. Once I called BGR and talked to Brian, I felt secure immediately. I'm so glad that I called Bygoff and Rohde.
Good morning to you and happy Friday. We're starting out a bit frosty out there right now. There's a frost advisory until 9 a.m. and most of it is to the northern portion of our viewing area. We also get into mild conditions as we finish out today. It's going to be very nice, but warm temperatures and storms are going to start to appear as we go into Saturday. We also have windy conditions where those winds will go from 30 miles per hour wind gusting up to possibly 60 miles per hour in some cases. Look at the cold up to the north. 33 degrees for Ladysmith right now, 39 49 in Eau Claire. We have 46 here for La Crosse, 42 for Wausau, but we do have the advisory there, as you can see. Down to the south, we're holding on to 40s and 50s. You can see the 24-hour temperature change here. We're at least 8 degrees cooler as you get into Eau Claire, so that means Ladysmith is much colder. You'll also be seeing areas right by here, La Crosse, we're about 4 degrees cooler. Here is the frost advisory right there. Ladysmith is holding on, and this will continue till 9 a.m. as I mentioned because of the colder air. And of course, we could see some cooler air coming in tomorrow as well. Hey, visibility is holding on to at least similar conditions like we had yesterday. It's not about the winds, it's about the rainfall that's kind of swept through, so we're going quiet right now. This is the rainfall over the last, say, 12 hours. As you can see, it kind of sweeping across the area. It was kind of light for much, but you can see storm activities down to the south right now, so I'm keeping an eye on that. The rainfall we expected here, you can see, was like less than 1/10 of an inch or so, and as that continues on, we'll go into the water vapor image. That's a look at the storm activity that's here right now, and you can see drier air is right behind it. As we look at the winds coming off, we'll see more of that rainfall coming in from the west is right there. In fact, you're going to see that continue on as we go into the weekend. Eau Claire is looking at sunny skies today as we finish out to 58 degrees by the 11 o'clock hour, 60 degrees by the 11 o'clock hour for La Crosse. I'll have more about this for you coming up in just a bit.
All right, Art, thank you. Time now for some consumer news on this Friday morning. The United Auto Workers Union held a rally in March demanding Stellantis fulfill its promise to invest in American jobs. UAW claims Stellantis is backtracking on commitments to build vehicles in Detroit and reopen an Illinois plant. Protesters, you see them here, marching about half a mile to a Stellantis facility. This isn't a strike or work stoppage, though. UAW members plan to work their scheduled shifts. And JetBlue dropping its hot food for economy class on transatlantic flights. Its online menu for core seats on transatlantic flights now lists all items served chilled. Those cold options include a frittata with roasted zucchini and tomatoes, chicken grain bowl, ginger, garlic tofu, and pesto pasta salad. JetBlue says the change is part of an effort to make sure it can continue to provide a great experience with its competitive fares. It also says the cold menu lives up to the standard they set for high-quality meals. You may have heard of the 3.5-year-long Dream Cruise. The ship that is was scheduled to set sail 4 months ago, but its departure was postponed several times. Well, Villa V Odyssey finally set off from Northern Ireland, only to drop anchor just outside of port because of final administrative paperwork. The ship stayed there for the next 3 days, but the company now confirming Villa V Odyssey was able to raise its anchor and begin the extraordinary journey. Wow, 3 years. Wonder what else will happen. And in Seattle, the machinist strike against Boeing is now in its 3rd week with no signs of ending soon. Yesterday, union members missed their first paycheck and health care benefits ran out earlier in the week. Bridget Chavez has the latest update for us.
Look at all these people out here.
Fred Boletto is one of 33,000 Boeing machinists not getting paid. It's the 21st day of the strike, and negotiations between the company and the union are at a standstill.
We got to stick together in all this.
We came ready to negotiate the items that our members told us were important. The company wouldn't move on those items. Talks broke down and any future scheduled talks were canceled.
Boeing says it's prepared to go back to the bargaining table at any time. John Holden, the union president, says members are seeking a 40% wage increase and the return of the pension.
You know, this is born out of a long 10-year extension where they had stagnated wages. They lost their defined benefit pension.
Boletto has been with the company for nearly 30 years. He says he's been preparing for this strike for more than a decade.
I've been in a few contracts already, so I already knew what to look forward to. So I saved up what I need to save to get me through this till at least the first of the year.
Boeing won't say how much the strike is costing them per day, but the National Association of Manufacturers estimates a regional economic loss of more than $1.5 billion after just 20 days.
As far as leverage, I think we got leverage right now, yeah. I mean, the company is in a bad shape right now, but they did that to themselves.
A battle of wills.
They're going to make people suffer a little bit before they come back to the table.
But the union says it will stay on this side of the line as long as it takes.
The company, I believe, is hoping that the economic pressure of not having that paycheck or having our health care run out is going to make our members' confidence waver, and it's not.
The union says it'll stay on the picket line as long as it takes. That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 5:19, 5:20. Let's check in with Art for another look at our Friday forecast.
All right, as we go into how this all plays out, we're going to look at pleasant conditions today. Even though we're starting out a bit frosty, it'll be comfortably mild. We're also holding on for the weekend to be very breezy and gusty. We'll see windy conditions with winds from 30 miles per hour, getting up to possibly 60 miles per hour in some cases. And of course, the scattered showers and storm activity not out of the way. I should say more scattered storm activity now. Ladysmith is holding on to frost. You can see the level that they're in. Eau Claire is down here, so most of it is well up to the northern portion of our area. And that's where all the cloud cover is right now, just around Eau Claire, extending down to us right now. We have this system that's coming in right here, coming out of Calgary. That's headed our way as we go in for the next day for tomorrow. And you can see this rainfall right here is kind of lighting up right now nicely, but we'll keep an eye on it just to make sure nothing else comes of it or it stays farther south. Eau Claire, as I've mentioned before, holding on to the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. We have a large range of temperature hanging on our threads here right now. As we go into it, the Sky Tracker is going to be taking you into how this plays out for today. By 10 o'clock, you're looking at the clouds lingering on. We'll get into mostly sunny skies, so don't worry about all of this, but we'll hold on to. Here come the clouds right now as we go into it. So we're looking at least some sunny skies ahead of us with temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and then the 70s. And as we finish out, we'll get into at least some temperatures that'll hold on in the overnight hours for 40s and 50s, so we won't be that cold. We'll add in a few clouds coming in for Saturday. You see at the noon hour, a little light sprinkle, about a 30% chance of showers coming in as we go through the morning hours. Now you see the storm activities lighting up, heading toward the Mississippi River there, and once it crosses, you're going to see by 7 o'clock or so. So we'll see some showers start to come in by 5, 6, 7. Storm activity starts to light up, and as we go right into the 8 o'clock hour, it really ignites. It starts to bow a little bit more so it's got some straight line winds working right through the area, so those winds are going to get at least up to 40 to 50 miles per hour in some cases plus. Then we'll take it right back into the 9 o'clock hour. It begins to fall apart, but it still has some significant storm activity that's headed out towards Green Bay, and then it gets out of our area and we are done. You can see most of us will be in the clear. Highs for Saturday, we're looking at least 70s and some 80s widespread, and then we'll take it into how this all plays out over the next few days, where we're going to be seeing temperatures holding on like this in the next few days. We'll carry over and we'll hold on to 72 degrees for today. Mild conditions, a whole lot of sunshine, 30% chance of showers turning into about a 50 to 60% chance Saturday night going into Sunday, but most of that rainfall will be done by the time we get into the 1 o'clock hour, midnight hour. And so we'll see again temperatures at 68 degrees on Sunday, so a big drop in temperature, and then we'll get back into the mild with gradual warming to finish out next week. Back to you.
Looking good, Art. Thank you. The time now is 5:22. Still ahead on your morning news. More and more Americans, including a former president, now living to be age 100 plus. Coming up, we'll have a few tips that can help you reach that golden year and stay healthier while you're doing it.
Coming up in the Blitz, a heartwarming night in Melrose as the gym was painted purple, plus a big matchup in MVC volleyball play. Stay with us.
It's the National Mattress Sale at Home Sleep Express. Get an extra 15% off sale prices on all Luxuria and Thomas Cole mattresses. This Jewel Plush Queen is $679, and this Aurora Queen Hybrid is $849. Only at Home Sleep Express.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
Career politician Tammy Baldwin doesn't share our Wisconsin values. Baldwin's life partner is a Wall Street executive who has invested in industries that Tammy oversees in Washington. But Senator Baldwin refuses to disclose her partner's financial assets. That's a conflict of interest. They're getting richer while you're paying more. Tammy Baldwin's not on your side. She's in bed with Wall Street.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join the team and give today.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
You heard him.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
What would Eric Hovde do in the Senate? Mitch McConnell and extremists would gain a majority. The power to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape or incest. Criminal penalties for doctors. More extreme anti-abortion judges on the courts.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
Fentanyl is one of the most lethal drugs on the market. This much can kill thousands. These deadly drugs are pouring across our border. But Biden, Harris, and Democrats have done nothing to stop it. Tammy Baldwin claims she's trying, but she's failed. She took credit for an anti-fentanyl bill she didn't write and opposed efforts to secure the border. Senator Baldwin and Democrats have done nothing, and our communities are paying the price.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
We need real working people in Washington.
What a phony. Cook spent the last decade working as a political operative, earned her money helping defund the police radicals like Mandela Barnes, the most anti-police candidate in Wisconsin history. Now, Cook won't let you protect your family. She wants to ban the most popular rifle in the country, earning an F from the NRA. Rebecca Cook, phony insider, dangerously liberal.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Introducing the Organic Avocado Mattress, a premium sleep solution that offers the perfect blend of comfort and sustainability at Home Sleep Express. Right now, pay no interest for 3 years, plus get free white glove delivery on an avocado mattress from Home Sleep Express.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, a tough loss last night for the Brewers, ending their season, but we've got plenty of great local content to get to help you forget about the Milwaukee final. A big one last night on the volleyball court in MVC action. Holman hosting Aquinas. Early in this one, Vikings on the attack. Hadley Teft climbs the ladder and powers one down. First set was all Sammy Davis of Aquinas, though. The junior rifles that one to give her side the lead in set one. Lauren Schindler looking to help cut into the deficit as she places one in a good spot to draw Holman closer. But at set point, it's Davis again, and she is bringing the boom. Visitors take the opening game, and then some history early in set number 2 off the wild diving save right there by Tessa Miskowski. It's Addison 4 going down the line, and that one cannot be handled, and that one right there is number 1,000 in her extraordinary career. A nice moment for the senior as she finished with 18 of them in the game. Back to the action, Charlie Casey trying to start up a rally and fire her team up. Great effort by Macy Klein, but it would not be enough as the Blue Golds come into Holman's house and get the sweep, setting themselves atop the MVC alone. At Melrose Mindoro High last night, there was a lot of purple in the gym. That's in support of Addison Ryan, the 6th grader at Melrose Mindoro who sustained serious injuries from a car accident while on her way to school early last week. So the team decided to put together a fundraiser for her medical expenses as she is recovering. Her mom, who's a coach, could not be more happy and grateful for the support.
Have a community that's standing behind us, supporting us, and giving us strength of hope it's just something we can't even describe. There are truly not enough words in the English dictionary to begin to describe the deep gratitude that our family has.
Yeah, it's such a great gesture by the community there, and we send our best wishes to the Rhyme family. In the game itself, the Pirates of Cochrane Fountain City would get the sweep, and in the contest, Eliana Krause picks up her 1,000th assist in the match. Pirates improved to 6-1 in Dairyland Conference play and 13-8 overall. More Pirates. To DeSoto's football field we go as they were taking on Belmont last night in some 8-man action. Second half, home team up 8 and looking to add more. Deep shot to Keegan Colden set the Pirates in the red zone. Next play, quarterback keeper from Finn Roble. The quarterback looking like a running back out there, just trucking dudes and bouncing off tackles for the score. DeSoto would go up 16. Next Belmont drive, Tyler Kissamore gets the Wildcat snap and takes it up the middle. And there's no catching that man as he takes it to the house. But here comes the play of the night. Roble is going to launch a wobbler down to Colden, but check this out. Bounces off the defender's hands and up in the air and into the breadbasket of Colden. He would take it to the house as the Pirates win big, 32-6. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
There's been a lot of interest these days. Interest is growing in our rewards-based Kasasa checking account with 3.55 annual percentage yield. Interested? Contact us at Park Bank. Member FDIC.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Today at Wesco in Sparta, it's interest-free. Free! 24 months interest-free, 36 months interest-free, even 48 months interest-free on everything from beautiful furniture for every room and premium mattresses to flooring and brand-name appliances. Choose the home furnishings you want. Then Wesco lets you buy interest-free to suit your needs. 24 months interest-free, 36 months interest-free, or even 48 months interest-free. It's an interest-free for all today at Wesco in Sparta.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's big snacking and candy event. Right now, save on our incredible one-of-a-kind selection of craveable candies, nuts and trail mixes, and more. Like new Blaine's brand Blueberry Lemon Crumble or Dark Chocolate Medley Trail Mixes, just $5.99 a pound. All Blaine's brand nut and trail mix tins are 20% off. Your choice of large, resealable cinnamon bears or jelly slices, just $8.99. Plus, this Saturday and Sunday only from 10 to 2, don't miss free in-store Blaine's Farm and Fleet candy and snack samples.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Lance Hauser enjoys working at Park Bank because it's community-driven and family-first. Lance really enjoys playing with his kids. Lance enjoys the teamwork of ownership and staff. Visit Lance at Park Bank in Sparta to talk about your financial dreams and a certain favorite football team.
Join us October 12th and 13th at the Onalaska Omni Center.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
More people in the U.S. are living to be 100 years old, including former President Jimmy Carter. He hit that milestone this week. Ideas and ways to live longer, healthier, happier, and stronger continue to evolve, but experts say there are ways to boost your chances of becoming a centenarian. Mandy Gaither has more on that.
It's a milestone more are reaching, and the number of people who hit 100 in the U.S. is expected to more than quadruple over the next 30 years. But when it comes to living healthier for longer, experts say age is more than a number. Instead, aging is marked by metabolism changes, cells no longer replicating, stem cell exhaustion, meaning they aren't replenishing as quickly, and declining immunity.
Each one of those hallmarks of aging, as they're called, is a potential area for intervention, where you could actually extend lifespan by focusing on those things.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says that while we do age a little every day, studies show there are bursts of molecular changes that accelerate aging, and he says they happen when a person's around 44 years old and again around 60 years old.
Those things start to change primarily at those ages. So those are ages where you should really start to pay attention to aging more than you normally do.
The CDC says healthy aging means making good lifestyle decisions and developing healthy habits. That includes nutrition, having a healthy, balanced diet, keeping our minds stimulated, getting enough sleep, staying physically active and socially connected and engaged with others, and managing stress.
The CDC also says living a longer, healthy life includes keeping up with the healthcare routine. That includes regular health checkups, receiving vaccines and screenings, and managing any chronic health conditions. Xcel Energy workers from western Wisconsin are traveling to Augusta, Georgia to help restore power after Hurricane Helene. The energy workers are making the trip as part of the Edison Electric Institute's assistance program. The aim of that program is to speed up restoration efforts after a disaster.
We realize how important this service is to those that are in great need in the southern part of our country. There's been people without power for now 7-8 days. And, we hope that in situations, if we have a situation like this, we hope that those folks will come up. Us.
The work in Georgia is expected to last 2 weeks. In this week's eyepiece, we take a peek behind the curtain and learned how volunteers make the costumes for the La Crosse Community Theater. News 8 photographer John Hayes has that story.
Oh my God, I've been working with fabric and doing costumes all these years, and I knew at age 4 that that's what I would be doing. Anywhere between 8 and 10 people showing up on a regular basis. We have about 13 regular volunteers, and in the past we've had, most of them are retired, but we do have some young people.
My favorite thing about the costume shop is Teresa herself and the other ladies. It's just a great bunch of ladies. And we make up quite a team.
It's the whole thing. Honestly, you can't do the beginning, you can't do the end. It's the process. It is absolutely the process. It's a collaborative process.
Just a blessing to walk by every day in the hallway and just see you hear them laugh, you hear them just be authentic together. And I think for me that is the beauty of the shop, and the beauty of seeing everything together is when the process is great, I believe the product will be great.
Well, I'll tell you what, anybody with any kind of talent we would welcome.
Looks like a great place to volunteer. And she says the costume shop is always looking for more volunteers. We have a link for you if you're interested on our digital platforms. Time now is 5:37. Let's check back in with Art to tell us what to expect on our Friday morning commute. Does not feel like Friday today, Art.
No, it doesn't. It's kind of weird, right? All right, so we have a little bit of frost right now up to the north up there by Lady Smith. We're holding on to that till 9 a.m. In fact, we'll see if that makes anyone else a little bit colder as well. We have some really chilly conditions. We're talking 30s already, so of course that means that will usher down slowly but surely and tear down all the way to the southern portions by Prairie du Chien. So we'll go from 30s, 40s, and maybe some 50s. We get into mild and a very nice day today, though, so get out and enjoy that. Some wonderful day to get out. I don't know if you saw that sunrise yesterday, but man, was it fantastic. We may have another one of those today. Warm and windy conditions coming in for Saturday, and we're also looking at storm potential, and those storms will be scattered, and they'll be kind of working from west to east across the area. We're looking at temperatures, Ladysmith 33 degrees, 38 in Eau Claire. La Crosse is 46 degrees. You see 55 down in Prairie du Chien, and we're holding on to the temperatures that are much cooler than we were 24 hours ago. And that being said, here's a look at your freeze warning, and it goes until 9 a.m. today. So that, I want to let you know how that all plays out. When I come back, I'm going to give you an overview of today's temperatures as well as what's going to happen as we go into the weekend. Hey, coming up in the Buzz Report, nearly 3 years after an accidental shooting death on set of the Western film Rust has a premiere set for next month. Well, more on the movie starring Alec Baldwin and, of course, its release date when we return. Stay with us.
Right now, it's Home Furniture's preferred customer event. Get up to an extra 15% off sale prices with instant factory rebates. Find savings throughout the showroom like this Stacy sofa, now just $6.99. Hurry in. The preferred customer event ends Monday at Home Furniture.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you have trouble opening a window or keeping one in place, you may have frame damage, worn materials, or even hidden problems you can't see. You need a trusted window company to evaluate it, check for hidden issues, and possibly replace the window. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for our buy 3, get 1 free special. Choose Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions or something less.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks. But now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
Celebrate the season at Home Seasonal Concepts. Enjoy 40% off the merriest selection of trees, wreaths, garland, and all your festive holiday decor needs. 'Tis the season to sparkle and celebrate Christmas at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms.
All right, it's all about human comfort, right? We're looking at a pleasant day. It's going to be very comfortable this afternoon. Tomorrow, a different story. We're going to be seeing at least some low 70s today, but we get into tomorrow, we're looking at least 80-degree heat possibly, and maybe even a couple of 81s and 82s in the forecast as well. It's going to be windy, it's going to be gusty, and it will be stormy as we finish out the afternoon. Let's get into it right here. First, we start off with Ladysmith holding on to a frost advisory and all the areas north of that. You also see Wausau is not really in it right now, so they're okay. Usually that kind of hangs down as well on top of them. We're also going to see this batch of rainfall coming out of Canada. It's going to lift up and then come back down, and that's going to score some rainfall points for us as we go into the weekend. That's mostly for Saturday, coming in the late afternoon into the midnight hour, and then we're done. That being said, we take a gander at what's happening here. Eau Claire, you've got some cloud cover first to start your morning. Then you get into at least some sunny skies as we get into the late morning hours. Getting into the afternoon, though, or at least by 11 o'clock, you're looking at 58 degrees and a little bit more comfortable. We'll also start off here as we roll right into how this all plays out. You're going into Sky Tracker showing you the morning. You start off in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. Widespread 50s as we get into the 10 o'clock hour for everybody, so we warm up nicely. 62 for Ladysmith as we get into the 1 o'clock hour with upper 60s down to the south. We'll go to 4 o'clock for the highs, potentially getting into 65 for Ladysmith, 71 for La Crosse. I think we're going to get it on 72, though, but we get into Eau Claire, you're looking at least 68 degrees, maybe even getting to 69. We'll get the clouds coming back again will clear out the skies going into the overnight hours, and then those clouds come back from the south, and that means humidity is going to kind of be with it as well. So we start to warm up. You get into a ridge of building of high pressure now. We'll also see as we go right into the 5 o'clock hour, holding on to at least temperatures ranging from 71 to about 80 degrees with that heat coming in, 83 down to the south. That storm activity crosses the Mississippi, moves into the area between at least 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. You're going to see that range. Storm activity comes in with those scattered storms coming in, and they ignite once we go right into the 8 o'clock hour, going into the 9 o'clock hour, as we see they're still continuing with storm activity, but most of the area, we're out of it. You're seeing Eau Claire is out of it, La Crosse is out of it, and then down to the south, they're just kind of lingering out of the way with that storm kind of moving and to the east, and it's done by the midnight hour. That being said, the rainfall we picked up over the last night, and of course you can see up to maybe a quarter of an inch or so carrying over into Saturday. Well, you're looking at an additional quarter of an inch to 3/4 of an inch to less than 1/10 of an inch in some cases. Highs for today, you're looking at 60s, some 70s. You can see those low 70s holding on. We get into tomorrow, you're getting from 73 to about 85 degrees. It's going to be warm out there. We carry over with the winds still picking up. You can see these winds coming through, and they continue to get up to at least up to the wow, getting all the way up into the 30s and 40s as far as speed is concerned. Here's a look at your 8-day forecast, and away we go. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, nearly 3 years after an accidental shooting death on set, the Western film Rust now has a premiere set for next month. The movie, starring Alec Baldwin, will debut at an international cinematography film festival in Poland. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was fatally shot in October 2021 with a prop gun Baldwin was holding on the set of that movie. After the screening, a panel discussion will be held and will include the director who was injured in the incident. The cinematographer who finished the film and Hutchins' film school mentor will also be included. Iconic British rock band Pink Floyd has reportedly agreed to sell its music catalog along with their name and likeness rights to Sony. The UK's Financial Times reporting the historic $400 million deal. According to sources, ownership of the band's likeness means Sony would profit from the sale of merchandise and future movie deals. The deal limits Sony's rights to the band's recorded music. Sony will not have rights to the band's songwriting. Pink Floyd has reportedly been trying to sell the catalog for several years now.
Might seem crazy what I'm about to say. When I was a kid, I knew I was different. And people would say, oh, that's an odd child.
Music producer Pharrell Williams tells his life story through Lego animation in the upcoming film Piece by Piece. That tracks Pharrell's journey as a young dreamer growing up in Virginia Beach, redefining the sounds and styles of the hip-hop world and beyond. Piece by Piece hits theaters October 11th.
We're not altering the future. We're just giving it a little makeover.
Horror heads back in time. A teenager travels back to 2003 to prevent the murder of her older sister in the new thriller Time Cut. This is a first look at the freaky flick, which lands on Netflix just in time for Halloween on October 30th. That Pharrell Lego movie looked cool. I like the Lego movies.
It's
They're
interesting.
cute.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Some good music to go with it too. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Croy is turning 8 months. He loves to eat food and spending time with his brother. Yeah, and his brother Everett.
And Isla is turning 8. We'll see these pictures shortly. She's turning 8. She enjoys art, dancing, rainbows, and going camping with her family.
How about Carson? He also is turning 8. He enjoys going fishing and hanging out with his friends.
I guess we don't have the pictures, but hopefully we'll have them next hour. They'll be up on our website when we do. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
The time now is 5:48. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is coming up next.
career politician Tammy Baldwin doesn't share our Wisconsin values. Baldwin's life partner is a Wall Street executive who has invested in industries that Tammy oversees in Washington. But Senator Baldwin refuses to disclose her partner's financial assets. That's a conflict of interest. They're getting richer while you're paying more. Tammy Baldwin's not on your side. She's in bed with Wall Street.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join the team and give today.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More sofas, more recliners, more mattresses, more of everything. You're going to find whatever you want, and you're going to find plenty of it. And it's all priced to go with 0% easy payment plans available. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else. Come visit us today.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
Who's that Derek Van Orden think he is? He thinks he's better than us. Like that time he screamed at somebody, I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Language! Who does Derek Van Orden think he is, supporting an abortion ban?
I'm Rebecca Cook. Let me tell you who I am. I grew up on a dairy farm, run a small business, and I wait tables. Around here, we work hard, respect our neighbors' freedoms, and aren't looking for special treatment. We need one of us to represent us. That's why I approve this message.
I have had the privilege of working with an exceptional team to install over 12,000 home improvements for local homeowners in the last 35 years. Now it's time for me to spend a little more time with my bride of over 50 years. Fortunately, I found an experienced remodeling contractor and corporate project manager to lead the board store into the future.
And with an outstanding team by my side, I am proud to lead this amazing company my dad has built. And we look forward to continuing to serve you with the great value that is the board store trademark.
Welcome back. It's 5:51. Time for your morning news now. An Onalaska middle school janitor is one of 3 men arrested on child pornography charges. Onalaska police arrested 65-year-old David Baltz for possession of child pornography. The school district put him on administrative leave while they review his employment. La Crosse police also charged Jeffrey Loeb with possession of child pornography and sexual exploitation of a child. Michael Harrison faces charges of possessing virtual child pornography. A missing Chippewa Falls man is dead, presumably after a motorcycle crash. Chippewa Falls police found the body of 45-year-old Matthew Harshman near the motorcycle crash scene in a wooded area. Harshman had been missing since Sunday night. Police say they found his body near East Park Avenue using phone data. Investigators determined speed was a factor in the fatal crash. With close to a month left until Election Day, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are focusing on battleground states. Vice President Harris will be in Michigan today. Yesterday, former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney officially endorsed Harris for president. Today, former President Trump will be in Georgia, where he will survey damage from Hurricane Helene. President Biden visited hard-hit Georgia and Florida yesterday. The number of confirmed deaths related to Helene has surpassed 200 now. Nearly half are from North Carolina. Rescuers are searching for people in locations that lost phone service and power. And Xcel Energy workers from western Wisconsin are traveling to Augusta, Georgia to help restore power after Hurricane Helene. The energy workers are making the trip as part of the Edison Electric Institute's assistance program. The aim of the program is to speed up restoration efforts after a disaster.
We realized how important this service is to those that are in great need in the southern part of our country. There's been people without power for now 7-8 days. And, we hope that in situations, if we have a situation like this, we hope that those folks will come up and assist us.
The work in Georgia is expected to last 2 weeks. And get ready for an exciting weekend of events, starting with Rev Your Engines for the 55th annual Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. More than 400 cars will compete against 16 divisions with events like a pancake breakfast and a pet costume parade. Fall Fest takes over Dixon's Autumn Harvest Winery in Chippewa Falls. Enjoy live music, food trucks, a petting zoo, and more at this free event. Tonight in Winona, catch the adult comedy Elling at the Winona Arts Center. The 90-minute film screens at 7 p.m. with $5 tickets available.
All right. We've got a frost advisory out there this early morning, and that's up to the north by Ladysmith. We're also going to be seeing temperatures right now at 6 a.m. We're looking at clear skies going into at least temperatures ranging from 48 degrees by the 8 o'clock hour, warming up to 64 by the time we get into the noon hour. Most temperatures will get a little bit closer together than what they are right now. There's a big swath of strange temperatures from 30s all the way to the 50s right now across the area. Highs for the day, we're looking at least 66 to 72 to 73 degrees. And then, of course, over the weekend, winds kick up. We're going to see those winds get from 30 miles per hour up to 60 miles per hour. We have the warmth coming in with 81-degree heat and then cooling it down by Sunday, and then calm conditions coming in for Monday.
Big swath of strange temperatures.
You like that?
I do. That should be the name of a horror movie.
I like that.
All right. Well, what do we got here? A moose deciding to take a dip in a homeowner's pool in Bedford, New Hampshire. Yesterday morning, needed some help getting out. The rescue all caught on camera. Police say when they responded to the scene, they found the moose in the pool under a pool cover. And as you saw, the officers removed the cover. Then the moose was able to get out on its own. There he goes. Officials say no further action was taken once the moose walked away.
Nice. As a great Dudley Moore used to say, I really love that moose.
There you go. And yeah, he's gone, right? Yeah. He did what he needed to do. Thank you for starting your morning with us. Coming up next at the top of the hour, a new child care center will soon open its doors to Trumpelow County residents. Coming up, News 8 Now's Allison Fergit takes a look at how the new facility could help address the child care crisis.
Dock workers are back on the job this morning after a massive strike is put on hold. I'm Naomi Ruckham with how the two sides came to an agreement and why the deal is only temporary.
Right now, it's Home Furniture's preferred customer event. Get up to an extra 15% off sale prices with instant factory rebates. Find savings throughout the showroom like this Stacy sofa, now just $6.99. Hurry in. The preferred customer event ends Monday at Home Furniture.
I worked as a truck driver for 36 years. And then one day I got this letter.
Your retirement will be cut.
Will be cut in half.
You don't forget something like that.
Every paycheck we put money away. But because of Wall Street greed, boom, it was gone.
But Tammy Baldwin saw what they were doing and wrote a bill to save our retirement.
Then she fought like hell to pass it.
What Tammy Baldwin did for our families, you don't forget something like that.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you see condensation here, you could have mold hiding here. You need a trusted window company to replace the window and check for hidden issues. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for our buy 3, get 1 free special. Choose Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions or something less.
Fentanyl is one of the most lethal drugs on the market. This much can kill thousands. These deadly drugs are pouring across our border. But Biden, Harris, and Democrats have done nothing to stop it. Tammy Baldwin claims she's trying, but she's failed. She took credit for an anti-fentanyl bill she didn't write and opposed efforts to secure the border. Senator Baldwin and Democrats have done nothing, and our communities are paying the price.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
You heard him.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
What would Eric Hovde do in the Senate? Mitch McConnell and extremists would gain a majority. The power to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape or incest. Criminal penalties for doctors. More extreme anti-abortion judges on the courts.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
It's the National Area Rug Sale at Homeworld Rugs. All rugs are 15% off sale prices with instant factory rebates. These 5x8 size featured rugs are now just $169 each. Every area rug is on sale now. The National Area Rug Sale at Homeworld Rugs.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Right now this morning, are your kids safe in the car? Coming up, a troubling new study on booster seat use and what parents need to know to protect your children. And our Foodie Friday goes tropical as Hy-Vee's Ruthie Chips shares some game-changing tailgating treats.
Plus, a frosty start to your morning as we get into the afternoon, though. A pleasant day will ensue and windy conditions coming in for your weekend. More about this coming up in your QuickCast.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, October 4th, and we've got the Northern Lights this weekend,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Tonight, another chance tonight. If you keep forgetting like me, we've got a couple more chances, right?
You have pretty much the chance tonight because tomorrow we've got some storms coming in the picture.
I know. I got to write it on my hand or something. Look up at the sky.
All right, look up at the sky. And I'm going to look up at the green screen and head on over there, my friends, as we get into it here to what we've got going on for you. Yeah, it's a nice day. It's going to be really nice. Human comfort, fantastic. We're talking about some upper 60s, some low 70s in the picture for today. And then eventually, we're going to hold on to the potential for windy conditions coming in for your weekend. That being said, the winds are going to be gusty, getting up to at least 30 miles per hour, possibly up to 60 miles per hour for some locations. And then we start off with this, the frost advisory going on right now. Ladysmith is in the mix on that currently. Not much. Wausau, like I mentioned, now Wausau's getting a little bit closer to the county just right above them. As we hold on to, we have that rainfall that we picked up over the last, say, 12 hours. It's up and out of here now. But down to the south, well, yeah, that's got some storm activity also down to the south. We're also seeing cloud cover that is that's limited up to the north, and that's where we're picking up all that frost. As you can see, with the temperatures to be mostly in the 30s up there right now. But you get into La Crosse, we're looking at 47 degrees coming in for the 7 a.m. hour. When I come back, I'll have another view of how this all plays out for you today and tomorrow.
All right, well, ports will reopen this morning and workers will head back to work after the dock workers' strike threatening the nation's supply chain. It has been averted, at least for now. Naomi Ruckham breaks down the details of the new deal that was reached last night and what it could mean for the economy.
Celebrations broke out in Brooklyn Thursday as dock workers learned they are back on the job. The new deal between the union and port operators suspends a 3-day strike that shut down shipping on the East and Gulf coasts.
We believe in everybody, all the foremen, all the big bosses. We never lost faith. We love each and every one of them because they never stopped fighting for us, and we'll never stop fighting for them.
The deal came after the ports sweetened their side of the bargain, raising their offer from a 50% raise to 62% over 6 years. But the deal does not resolve disagreements over the use of automated machinery, which has been a sticking point for port workers.
Robots don't pay taxes and they don't put food on your table, so it's very important to protect these jobs.
The agreement ends the biggest disruption of its kind in nearly half a century, threatening shortages of everything from food like bananas to car parts, home appliances, and even furniture. Some Americans even resorted to panic buying, reminiscent of the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, stocking up on toilet paper and paper towels. President Biden applauded both sides for coming to the table.
We've been working hard on it, and we just, the grace of God, the good little neighbor is going to hold.
Now the parties have until January 15th of next year to negotiate a new contract.
Analysts predicted the strike would cost the U.S. economy about $5 billion per day. 3 dozen ports were impacted, including in New York, Baltimore, and Houston. And closer to home, an Onalaska middle school janitor, one of 3 men arrested on child pornography charges. Onalaska police arrested this man, 65-year-old David Baltz, for possession of child pornography. The school district has put him on administrative leave while they review his employment. La Crosse police also charging Jeffrey Loeb with possession of child pornography and sexual exploitation of a child. Michael Harrison faces charges of possessing virtual child pornography. A missing Chippewa Falls man is dead, presumably after a motorcycle crash. Chippewa Falls police say they found the body of 45-year-old Matthew Harshman near the motorcycle crash scene in a wooded area. Harshman had been missing since Sunday night. Police say they located the body near East Park Avenue using phone data. Investigators determined speed was a factor in the fatal crash. To the campaign trail now, Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris received a major Republican endorsement during a campaign stop in Wisconsin. Former GOP Congresswoman Liz Cheney endorsing Harris at a campaign event in Ripon. That's known as the birthplace of the Republican Party. Cheney, an outspoken critic of former President Trump, was one of 2 House Republicans who voted to impeach him over the January 6th insurrection.
Donald Trump was willing to sacrifice our Capitol to allow law enforcement officers to be beaten and brutalized in his name and to violate the law and the Constitution. Any person who would do these things can never be trusted with power again.
Trump later blasted Cheney's endorsement on Fox News, calling her a, quote, stupid war hawk. Election integrity took center stage at the Pump House Regional Arts Center last night. Former Wisconsin representatives from both parties joined La Crosse County Clerk Ginny Dankmeyer for a panel discussion on election security. Former 3rd District Representative Ron Kind urged voters to learn about ballot counting and security directly from election officials. Panelists from across the political spectrum agreed that robust safeguards against fraud are already in place.
Be careful where you're getting your sources of information and what you're relying to form opinions on. Absent facts, absent evidence, there's no reason to doubt the accuracy of our elections here in Wisconsin and the fact that our votes are counted accurately.
I think the best way to prevent them is to come to places and events like this where you can hear from the actual clerks who are administering these elections and see all the safeguards that have been put in place under statutory law here in Wisconsin to protect every single voter.
Ribble says he thinks election security will improve because governments are adapting to challenges to make them more secure. Kind, though, says he thinks election security will get worse because of Donald Trump's repeated baseless claims of election fraud. Voters got a crash course on the La Crosse School District referendum last night ahead of the November ballot. The League of Women Voters hosted an informational session, bringing together key stakeholders to answer community questions. Representatives from the Board of Education, Facilities Advisory Committee, and La Crosse Education Association all on hand to provide details to voters.
We all believe that the voters need to be well informed before they go to the ballot box on November 5th and understand what is being asked of them, why it's being asked of them at this time, and how it's going to affect the community.
The La Crosse School District will hold more informational sessions during October. We'll have a link to the rest of those on our website for you. Finding reliable, affordable childcare is a challenge everywhere really, but especially in rural Wisconsin. As News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains, the Arcadia School District will soon make it easier for some Trumpeallo County families to get childcare.
This building might not look like much now, but at the start of the new year, it'll be a part of Arcadia School District's expanded childcare center. The Arcadia School District opened up Little Raiders Child Care Center around 3 years ago after seeing a lack of childcare options in the community. Little Raiders currently has 108 students, and demand continues to grow. The district knew they need to expand the center soon, and the perfect opportunity presented itself when a nearby building went up for sale. The district purchased the building, and now Little Raiders will be able to add 30 new slots.
It's going to benefit the community, and that is what we should always be worried about when we talk about tax dollars and funding. How do we support the people that are going to be a part of our community one day when they're older? And that's our intention here.
The center will move all of the children under the age of 2 into the new building. They'll restructure their current space to serve their older kids. Now, because of the center's expansion, they will have to hire a few more teachers, but they are confident they'll be able to find the right people for the job. Reporting in Arcadia, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now.
Arcadia says other school districts have reached out to learn more about Little Raiders and are interested in starting their own childcare programs. And get ready for an exciting weekend of events. Rev your engines for the 55th annual Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. More than 400 cars will compete across 16 divisions with events like a pancake breakfast and a pet costume parade. Fall Fest taking over Dixon's Autumn Harvest Winery in Chippewa Falls. Enjoy live music, food trucks, a petting zoo, and more at this free event. And tonight in Winona, catch the adult comedy Elling at the Winona Arts Center. The 90-minute film screens at 7 p.m. with $5 tickets available. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Weekly jobless claims moved slightly higher last week. We'll look at that. Costco now selling platinum bars, and why Tesla is recalling even more Cybertrucks. And car crashes remain a top killer of children. Coming up, a new study reveals many kids aren't using proper booster seats. We'll tell you what parents need to know. And for now, sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Caitlin Clark is the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. The 22-year-old point guard received the title after an outstanding season with the Indiana Fever. Clark became the league's single-season assist record holder. She's also the first rookie to record a triple-double and holds the record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie in WNBA history. According to the league, Clark received all but one of the 67 votes from a national panel. The other vote went to, who do you think? Chicago Sky's rookie, Angel Reese. And as you start to wake up this morning, we are leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city with the first manned balloon launch in the U.S. In case you were wondering, that is Baltimore, Maryland. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is next.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Fresh ground chuck, $3.99 a pound. 24 packs of Hy-Vee purified water, $1.99. And Jimmy Dean bacon, just $2.99. In-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Are you thinking about new windows and doors? A new bathroom, a new kitchen, maybe a sunroom, siding, or a deck? Get started today with special savings while we celebrate serving homeowners for over 35 years. While we celebrate Danielle becoming the new general manager.
And celebrate Dad's 80th birthday.
Best products.
The best people.
Best prices.
35th anniversary at the Board Store.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More recliners. King Furniture has more Lazy Boy recliners than anywhere else in the Coulee region. Fabric, leather, even lift chairs. Try them all. Sit on this, sit on that. There's plenty here to choose from because it's all about choices, you know. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else.
King
Furniture. Nice people, nice furniture.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington Insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington Insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington Insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere Gator XUV 835M, not because of the spacious cargo box, or because it can tackle any terrain, not even because it tows up to 4,000 pounds. You just have to get in the seat because something about being this productive just makes you smile.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a deer. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Fentanyl is one of the most lethal drugs on the market. This much can kill thousands. These deadly drugs are pouring across our border. But Biden, Harris, and Democrats have done nothing to stop it. Tammy Baldwin claims she's trying, but she's failed. She took credit for an anti-fentanyl bill she didn't write and opposed efforts to secure the border. Senator Baldwin and Democrats have done nothing, and our communities are paying the price.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
Well, good morning to you. We have a frost advisory as we get into the 9 o'clock hour. That is up to the north by Ladysmith. We also have a mild and comfortable day for today. We're going to get into some storm activity as well with a warm and a windy Saturday. And then those winds will start to slowly taper down going into Sunday, but we'll still see those winds holding on, but the storms will be done. Frost freeze out there right now. You can see a freeze warning up on top of Ladysmith there to the north, but they are currently in a frost advisory. That being said, other temperatures are in the 30s. You can see with Eau Claire at 36 degrees right now. Pretty chilly. Wausau about 40. And then 34 for Black River Falls, 38 in Sparta. So we'll keep an eye on Black River Falls. They could also find themselves in a frost advisory. That being said, the fog is not really an issue because of the rainfall we picked up today. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that too. But you look at the radar over the last 24 hours, the last 12 hours, you can see the storm activity that came through, and it brought a little bit of extra rainfall down to the south. Now that storm activity is still down to the south, but once we get into it, we take a look here what we picked up over the last, say, 12 hours, and you can see it's pretty much from less than 1/4 of an inch to down to at least 1/4 of an inch once you get into areas by Boscobel and Madison. That being said, Eau Claire holding on to the sunshine with a mix of cloud cover, getting into partly to mostly sunny skies, and then eventually more sunshine to finish out your morning, getting into the noon hour at 62 degrees. La Crosse starts out with sunshine going to the 8 o'clock hour with that continuing all the way through the mid-morning and late morning hours. By noon, you're looking at 64 degrees and a whole lot of sunshine. You can see the highs for the day looking pretty good as we get into it here. We'll also be picking up again the possibility of more storm activity that you see right here coming our way as we go into Saturday. Have a great day. I'll have more about this coming up for you in a moment.
In your consumer news this morning, weekly jobless claims moved slightly higher last week. The federal government reporting first-time applications for unemployment grew by 6,000 to 225,000. Economists expected the increase and believe the trend will continue. Despite the uptick, weekly claims are similar to pre-pandemic numbers and below historical averages. Costco is now selling platinum bars for just over $1,000. The Swiss-made 1-ounce bars retail for $1,090 on the big box chain's website. The offering is an expansion of the collection of precious metals the company sells. The company started selling gold bars in 2023 and sold more than $100 million worth during the first quarter of that year. And Tesla is recalling 27,000 Cybertrucks because of a rear-view camera issue. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration says the image being displayed could be delayed, increasing the risk of a crash. The rear-view display may appear blank for up to 8 seconds when the car is in reverse. U.S. federal safety rules allows only a 2-second delay. Tesla has released a software update to fix the issue. Car crashes are the second leading cause of death for kids 4 to 10 years old, and a new study finds many children that age are not being kept in a booster seat that could save their life. Danya Backus explains.
Both of them were very loving. They always greeted me with a hug and a kiss.
Valerie Bailey Hearns lost her grandchildren, Knowledge and Kingston, last year. The boys and their mother were killed when an SUV smashed into their car. Neither child was in a car seat.
Knowledge was entrapped in the car, and Kingston was ejected from the car.
According to Safe Kids Worldwide, 344 children ages 4 to 10 died in vehicle crashes in 2022. Nearly 2 out of 5 were not properly restrained. Many kids that age need a booster seat, but a new study shows 4 out of 5 caregivers moved their child from a booster seat to just a seatbelt alone before the child was big enough.
Parents don't always understand the purpose of a booster seat. It's kind of in the name. It's a booster seat. It boosts you up so you fit the adult seatbelt correctly.
Morag Mackay from Safe Kids says children should be at least 4'9" before being taken out of a booster. If a seatbelt is not correctly positioned, it can cause serious neck and abdomen injuries in a crash.
And so we really encourage parents to ensure that they're buckling up their child every ride.
Communities nationwide hold events like this to help parents make sure they have the right seat and that it's properly secured.
I'm glad that you're here today.
Valerie started her own charity that not only educates parents, but also gives away car seats.
Maybe I help one family, and maybe save one child, or just kept somebody from experiencing this pain.
Valerie believes saving a child's life is the best way to honor the memory of her own grandchildren.
Research from Safe Kids Worldwide also finds booster seats can reduce the risk of serious injury by 45% compared to seatbelts alone. That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:20. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast.
All right, Alexander, we're going to get into it here. I want to show you once more. We have the pleasant conditions getting into the picture. We're going to be seeing a frost advisory that's in play right now. We also have a freeze warning that's in play up to the north. We'll get into mild and comfortable conditions with windy conditions coming in for tomorrow and stormy conditions as well. You'll also take a look here as you get into it. Ladysmith holding on to that frost warning, frost advisory with a freeze warning above that in the next county northward. You're also seeing, as we get into it, as I just showed you, this is our next batch of rainfall coming in for Saturday. This is the rainfall that we picked up last night, and now it's still continuing to kick out of the area, out of Wisconsin, eventually down to the southeast. Eau Claire holding on to sunshine with a few clouds pop into the picture. I just showed you this a little bit ago. 48 degrees for La Crosse, holding on to sunshine all the way into the noon hour. Looks like that's going to continue on. As far as the tracker is concerned, we're looking at the cloud cover. Not much happening as we go into the afternoon. You can see that sunshine that last model just showed you. Here come the clouds by 4 o'clock again, ushering in as we go into the evening commute. You'll call it at least mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, and that gets out of the way quickly. We'll go into the overnight hours, and you're holding on to more cloud cover coming in from the south with a little extra humidity as well. Then we'll see the possibility of temperatures rising up to the noon hour, looking at least some 60s, some 70s already in the picture. Then we roll in with those southerly winds, and of course we've got some storm activity coming in. That's going to bolster up a little bit of lift as well, working into temperatures at least by 5 o'clock. You're looking at 71 to at least 83 degrees out there. We'll also have not only the humidity, but we'll have the heat working through the area, and the storm activity that begins to just jump from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You see the storm activity here. Fortunately, it gets out of the way of Eau Claire, but La Crosse is still in the mix of that. And then getting out of that, by the time we get in the 9 o'clock hour, it's pretty much done. You see mostly clear skies all the way behind that, all the way up to Ladysmith and Eau Claire, back down to La Crosse. That being said, that gets out of the way. We've got the storm activity for Saturday. You're also going to hold on to at least a 30% chance of showers going in the afternoon, but a 50 to 60% chance in the overnight going into Sunday. And that's pretty much going to be done by the time we get in the midnight hour. Temperatures drop from 81 degrees on Saturday to 68 degrees going into Sunday. Then on Monday, we're back in the mild, holding on to the 70s again. This is the rainfall we picked up over the last 12 hours. This is the rainfall we're going to be getting as we get into Saturday. It's not a whole lot, but still, it's enough to wet the whistle there. We'll go right back into Friday's temperatures, 66 to about 73 degrees here that we'll pick up today, and we'll hold on to the winds being breezy and gusty as we go right through Saturday, continuing on. Those winds getting up to 30s, 40-mile-per-hour winds. and that continues across the board. We'll take a gander at how it all plays out going over the next 8 days, and away we go, looking at temperatures that are going to be at least 72 today, 81 tomorrow, 68 for Sunday. Breeziness is done. We get into rising temperatures gradually next week.
Thank you, Art. Time now is 6:23. Still ahead on your morning news. 91-year-old astronaut Ed Dwight rocketed to space just months after a life-changing diagnosis. Coming up, his journey from cancer patient to space traveler and the crucial message he has for all men.
Coming up in the Blitz, a heartwarming night in Melrose as the gym was painted purple, plus a big matchup in MVC volleyball play. Stay with us.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's big snacking and candy event. Right now, save on our incredible one-of-a-kind selection of craveable candies, nuts, and trail mixes, and more. Like new Blaine's brand Heat and Honey, Magic Marshmallow, or Muddy Buddy trail mixes, just $3.99 a pound. Enjoy your favorite Blaine's Farm and Fleet chocolate snacks in large resealable bags, only $12.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. Plus, this Saturday and Sunday only from 10 to 2, don't miss free in-store Blaine's Farm and Fleet candy and snack samples.
Hi, I'm Elmer Carl.
And I'm Mike Carl. Here we grow again.
At Carl's, when we grow, you save.
With our new location now open in Marshall, Minnesota, our buying power continues to save you money.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
We have exclusive in-store specials. You get free installation on select dishwashers and Serta mattresses. TVs and grills are also on sale. Stop into our new store here in Marshall or any Carl's store and save big.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
A lot has changed since the Overhead Door Company installed its first door in 1921. One thing that hasn't? Our commitment to quality. We set the standard a century ago with the first motorized garage door, and we have not stopped innovating since. Today, you can build your dream door with the DoorView app, and with the OHD Anywhere app, you can control your new door from anywhere. So next time you need a repair or replacement for your garage door, look for the red ribbon and trust 100 years of experience Overhead Door Company.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks. But now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, a tough loss last night for the Brewers ending their season, but we've got plenty of great local content to get to help you forget about the Milwaukee final. A big one last night on the volleyball court in MVC action. Holman hosting Aquinas. Early in this one, Vikings on the attack. Hadley Teff climbs the ladder and powers one down. First set was all Sammy Davis of Aquinas, though. The junior rifles that one to give her side the lead in set one. Lauren Schindler looking to help cut into the deficit as she places one in a good spot to draw Holman closer. But at set point, it's Davis again, and she is bringing the boom. Visitors take the opening game, and then some history early in set number 2 off the wild diving save right there by Tessa Miskowski. It's Addison 4 going down the line, and that one cannot be handled, and that one right there is number 1,000 in her extraordinary career. A nice moment for the senior as she finished with 18 of them in the game. Back to the action, Charlie Casey trying to start up a rally and fire her team up. Great effort by Macy Klein. but it would not be enough as the Blue Golds come into Holman's house and get the sweep, setting themselves atop the MVC alone. At Melrose Mindoro High last night, there was a lot of purple in the gym. That's in support of Addison Rhyme, the 6th grader at Melrose Mindoro who sustained serious injuries from a car accident while on her way to school early last week. So the team decided to put together a fundraiser for her medical expenses as she is recovering. And her mom, who's a coach, could not be more happy and grateful for the support.
To have a community that's standing behind us, supporting us, and giving us strength of hope is just something we can't even describe. There are truly not enough words in the English dictionary to begin to describe the deep gratitude that our family has.
Yeah, it's such a great gesture by the community there, and we send our best wishes to the Rhyme family. In the game itself, the Pirates of Cochrane Fountain City would get the sweep, and in the contest, Eliana Krause picks up her 1,000th assist in the match. Pirates improved to 6-1 in Dairyland Conference play and 13-8 overall. More Pirates. To DeSoto's football field we go as they were taking on Belmont last night in some 8-man action. Second half, home team up 8 and looking to add more. Deep shot to Keegan Colden set up the Pirates in the red zone. Next play, quarterback keeper from Finn Roble. The quarterback looking like a running back out there, just trucking dudes and bouncing off tackles for the score. DeSoto would go up 16. Next Belmont drive, Tyler Kissamore gets the Wildcat snap and takes it up the middle. And there's no catching that man as he takes it to the house. But here comes the play of the night. Roble is going to launch a wobbler down to Colden, but check this out. Bounces off the defender's hands and up in the air and into the breadbasket of Colden. He would take it to the house as the Pirates win big, 32-6. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
The Board Store 35th anniversary, you could win. Third prize, $1,944 savings certificate. I was born in October 1944. Second prize, $1,989 savings certificate. I started the Board Store October 1989. First prize, $2,024 savings certificate. I'm celebrating 35 years at the Board Store. Call or visit our showroom soon. Better products.
Better people.
Better prices.
The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong, and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Who's that Derek Van Orden think he is? He thinks he's better than us. Like that time he screamed at somebody, I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Language! Who does Derek Van Orden think he is, supporting an abortion ban?
I'm Rebecca Cook. Let me tell you who I am. I grew up on a dairy farm, run a small business, and I wait tables. Around here, we work hard, respect our neighbors' freedoms, and aren't looking for special treatment. We need one of us to represent us. That's why I approve this message.
Career politician Tammy Baldwin doesn't share our Wisconsin values. Baldwin's life partner is a Wall Street executive who has invested in industries that Tammy oversees in Washington. But Senator Baldwin refuses to disclose her partner's financial assets. That's a conflict of interest. They're getting richer while you're paying more. Tammy Baldwin's not on your side. She's in bed with Wall Street.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join the team and give today.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland,
as in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Join us October 12th and 13th at the Onalaska Omni Center.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, 91-year-old Ed Dwight is the oldest man to ever travel to space, but the greatest obstacle he says he's overcome was right here on Earth, and he wants other men to take notice of their health too. Kelly Worthman has his story from Colorado.
Going 100 miles an hour, you know.
Actually, just 6 months ago, Ed Dwight was going more than 2,000 miles an hour as he rocketed into space.
And it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen when you start looking down at the Earth. Oh.
It was a historic journey for the now 91-year-old astronaut. The launch also marking nearly 1 year since he was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
I was pretty knocked off my feet. What in the world? How did that happen? Good morning. All right, good morning.
Dr. Juan Montoya is part of Mr. Dwight's cancer care team at Advent Health, where Ed received dozens of rounds of radiation.
The decision to treat really made sense, for him. And so I think that's what's important is that we strive to personalize treatment approaches to the individuals. And
as with any cancer, early detection is key. For prostate cancer, it's recommended men begin screenings as early as 45 years old.
It's just a simple blood draw. It takes a moment to do. It's not very uncomfortable.
It is not something to be ashamed of because it happens and it's more prevalent than people think.
All the more reason why Ed is encouraging men to take charge of their health. He says ask a lot of questions and always take on life's challenges and triumphs with a positive attitude.
And Ed is currently cancer-free. Health is wealth. That is the idea behind Toma Health's mission in helping local seniors plan for a stable future. Toma Health's annual Healthy Aging Expo was held yesterday. It aims to educate seniors about vital community services. The event showcases nonprofits offering assistance with trusts, wills, and spousal impoverishment plans alongside healthcare and hospice providers.
We have various topics that are really important to discuss, like advanced directives, who gets grandma's yellow pie plate, like talking about having discussions with your family members about what do you do with your material possessions.
This is the 24th year for the expo, which is hosted every fall. Soup, community spirit, and local innovation all coming together at La Crosse Soup's latest fundraiser. For just $5, attendees enjoyed a bowl of soup and the power to vote on 4 local groups' ideas to enhance La Crosse. The winning project will receive the night's proceeds to turn their vision into reality.
I get to see all the people come together to support good ideas. We've got so many people in town who have ideas. They just want to make a little bit, they just want to have their ideas supported.
Soup's next event is December 5th at Rotary Lights. Time now is 6:36. Here is News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect for a Friday morning commute.
Hey, Alexandra, I think we got a little bit luckier down here. It's a little bit warmer than it is up there northward by Ladysmith. They're around 33 degrees currently. There's a frost advisory, and that goes until 9 a.m. And just north of them, there is a freeze warning going into place right now. Holding on to mild and very nice conditions for today, though, believe it or not. After all, temperatures are so spread apart from 30s, 40s, and 50s, it'll all come together once we get into the late morning hours and into the afternoon. That being said, you can see Ladysmith right here. They are in the frost advisory. You've got the freeze alerts are going up there. That's a freeze warning right above them, and that will continue into the 9 o'clock hour. That being said, they're now at 32 degrees in Ladysmith. They're at the freezing mark. Eau Claire still at 36 degrees, getting to La Crosse at 46 right now. Black River Falls, they're getting closer to frost potential as well. You've got also the potential for limited fog right now because of the rainfall that we picked up over the last, say, 12 hours. In fact, Here's that rainfall right there. You can see it turned into storm activity by Viroqua, and then you can see it pushing southward right there. We're also seeing, as we get into it right now, this is the rainfall we picked up, at least about a quarter of an inch down to about a tenth of an inch. When I come back, I'll give you an overview of how your work week ends today, and of course the weekend ahead. All right, so that's what we've got going on for you.
And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Croy is turning 8 months old today, and he loves to eat food and spending time with his big brother, Everett.
There he is. We've got the pictures now. Happy birthday to them. And that's Isla. She's turning 8. She enjoys art, dancing, rainbows, and going camping with her family.
How about Carson? Carson is turning 8 also. He enjoys going fishing and hanging out with his friends.
Happy birthday to them and you if you're out there celebrating. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, discover how to turn your tailgate tropical. Hy-Vee dietitian Ruthie Chips brings the flavor of the islands to your game day. Don't miss these winning recipes after Arts Forecast.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
News 8 Now presents Center Stage, powered by Maury's.
I'm Peyton Danowitz with News 8, and this is another Center Stage powered by Maury's Auto Group. Today, I'm joined by Ryan with Maury's, and he's going to be talking with us about their car seat safety checks. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. Could you start out by telling us a little bit more about the car seat checks being provided?
Absolutely, Peyton. Maury's and Gunderson Health System have partnered up together here to really provide a great service to check car seats for new families, to bring their vehicle in here, because it can be very intimidating when you're trying to put it all together. We just want to provide a space to do that.
When and where can viewers get their car seats checked?
Yeah, so every first and third Thursday of the month through September, here at Audi Volkswagen on Theater Road. Put them together, drive away safe.
Why was this important for Maury's to get involved with and highlight through Center Stage?
Well, it was very important to connect with Gunderson Health Systems with this car seat check to keep building relationships in the community that are very important. Just like in Center Stage, we want to give that effort to these small nonprofits to have a voice and give them the ability to make an impact. That's why we do these safety checks that are important, these growing families, that safety is at the utmost. At Maury's, it's all about moving life forward. That's why we've joined with Center Stage in supporting non-for-profit businesses to give them power and impact in the community. And on top of it, really Maury's is about underlining integrity and keep these long-lasting relationships in place.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all of this information. For more information, you can visit their website.
Who's that Derek Van Orden think he is? He thinks he's better than us. Like that time he screamed at somebody, I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Language! Who does Derek Van Orden think he is, supporting an abortion ban?
I'm Rebecca Cook. Let me tell you who I am. I grew up on a dairy farm, run a small business, and I wait tables. Around here, we work hard, respect our neighbors' freedoms, and aren't looking for special treatment. We need one of us to represent us. That's why I approve this message.
Oh, good morning to you. We take you right to the frost freeze alerts that are going on right now. Ladysmith holding on to a frost advisory just north of them. It's some pretty chilly conditions up there with a freeze warning ahead of them there to the north. That being said, not seeing anyone else in there right now, especially near areas by Black River Falls. I would suspect they were getting near that as well, but they are not. You can see this again, as I mentioned before. We're holding on to that as we go into it. You can see this rainfall right here. That's what we're expecting to come our way as we go into Saturday. Down to the south, this is what we've picked up over the last 12 hours and what's continuing to drag through Iowa and then kind of brushing southeastern portions of Wisconsin, and that's getting out of our way gradually. Eau Claire holding on to the sunshine as we go through the day. It's going to be like this pretty much the whole day. All sunshine. What was it? Sun, 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 sun is what Steve Martin said. I believe that was Steve Martin that said that. We'll also get into La Crosse holding on to more sunshine from 48 to at least 64 degrees to get into the noon hour. By the time we get closer into the noon hour, we'll see more temperatures getting closer together, and we'll hold on to upper 60s to around the low 70s today in some cases. Hey, we're looking at Ladysmith. As we get into the storm tracker here, or our sky tracker, we're going to be looking at the possibility of a good-looking day today. Not much in the way of cloud cover, which is a good thing. Winds are not an issue. We'll carry over into the 7 o'clock hour. Clouds start to roll in. They'll see them come and go. Winds will start to gradually stir up as well. We'll get some clouds coming out of the south going into 7 a.m. for Saturday. By the noon hour, more clouds pick up with a light sprinkle or two coming in by Boscobel. We'll look at more storms on the way as well with increasing clouds going through Saturday. So we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies coming in as we finish out the noon, the afternoon hours. You'll see that storm activity cross over the Mississippi by the time we go to 5, 6, and 7 p.m. where the storms really begin to pick up over our area. La Crosse is in that as well, between Black River Falls and La Crosse picking up some good storms. Eau Claire doing the same thing with some decent storm activity. But by 8 o'clock going to the 9 o'clock hour, this thing really starts to pick up. It starts to bow out a little bit more, so that means you're seeing those straight line winds ahead of that, pushing that system a little bit more so it looks like an arrow, and that's where the really breezy and gusty winds are going to be. They get out of the way, and by the time we get into the 9 o'clock hour, we're clear of that. By the time we get in the 10 o'clock hour, everybody's out of the way. Saturday looks to be at least warm. It's going to be breezy and gusty. We're also going to be seeing 30% chance of rainfall showers in the afternoon possibly, and then a 50% chance going into the evening. Colder conditions as we go into Sunday, still in the mild category though, but it's going to be much cooler. In fact, we'll see by Monday things begin to straighten out again. We'll carry over. That's the rainfall we picked up over the last 12 hours. That's what we picked up today. As we carry over and how this all plays out with the next 8 days, we're looking at conditions to be a little bit fruitful for us with 70s today, 80-degree heat tomorrow as we go into it, with, again, cooler conditions for Sunday. Back to you.
On this Foodie Friday, we have a new guest. We're joined by Ruthie Chips, a registered dietitian with Hy-Vee. She's here to share some tropical tailgating ideas featuring Hy-Vee's dietitian's picks of the month. Good morning, Ruthie. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Alexandra and Art. Good to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. Love your tropical outfit, bringing some flair to our Friday morning. So just start by telling us a little bit about the star players in your picks of the month lineup. What can you tell us?
Yes, well, every month our registered dietitian services feature a different product. And this month we're really excited because it's a superfood. And it is mangoes. There's lots of great information and tips on our website at Hy-Vee, but also on mango.com. But I'd love to share some ideas of how to kind of spruce up your tailgating party and make it a little more tropical.
Yes, I think mango is probably something people don't think of when they think of tailgating, right?
It is interesting. And I'll show you some ways to use mangoes, including a new protein soup as well, which is our second pick of the month from Progresso. So are you both mango fans?
I love them, yes. Art says he grew up eating them, right?
Yes, I did.
But you've strayed away. We need to get him back. I will say I have no knife skills. I cook all the time. I cut myself almost just as much. So I'm excited for this cutting demonstration.
Good. Well, first of all, Alexander, make sure you have a nice sharp knife.
Yes, that seems to be the problem though, right? Why I'm cutting myself so much.
And with mangoes, it's really hard to tell if they're ripe by the color.
Yes.
You want to squeeze them a little bit. So touch them, and if you feel a little softness, then you're ready to go.
Okay.
So these could be a little bit softer, but I'm going to give it a shot. So when cutting it, you do want to have the tip up, and you take a hold of it, put it on your cutting board, and go slightly off center because there's a big stone in there.
Right.
And by the way, mangoes are a super fruit, we call them, because there's over 20 different nutrients.
Wow.
So they're very rich, very healthy, and they have a great kind of sweet tart taste.
Yes.
So once you cut those two pieces off, then you simply take a small paring knife. I don't know if you can see this on camera. You start doing some strips.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The fancy strips, okay. But it looks simple enough to do, right?
It is.
Making
You crisscross.
okay.
And then when you get to the end, you can take that paring knife again and go around in a circle to get those pieces coming out. And if you want to both grab, I've got samples for you to try so you can enjoy that super fruit flavor. Once you're ready, then you can even pop it open. Looks kind of fun, and cut those pieces off. So that's all we do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can add, we have a wonderful pizza recipe, which is a mango chicken pizza, and you can add a little bit of mango to that, and that's on Hy-Vee.com. We've got the recipes there. And also the soups, the protein soup, which is rich in protein. You can take that tailgating, put it in a thermos, and sprinkle a little bit of mango. I like to add a touch of coconut and some Thai chili paste to kind of give it a new kind of tangy sweetness, so it's a lot of fun.
So those are nutritional superpowers also?
They are.
Okay.
Pizza can be healthy. And in fact, all foods can fit in moderation, Art.
Everything in moderation, right? That is what they say. From a dietitian, that's what we expect you to say,
Look
right?
at me. I do pretty well. I'm svelte.
He's liking the mango. I think he's back on the mango train. Okay, so we mentioned the knife skills. Anything else you want to ask about mangoes?
For our viewers feeling inspired to take their health to the next level, so what can they do? What can they do to learn more with you?
Well, at Hy-Vee, both in La Crosse and Winona is where I'm located, we have a lot of different services. We offer one-on-one counseling for nutrition, and we also do programs, services. We even have a subscription service, so you can connect with us regularly. And we're in the store, so if you're there, you have questions. We have our health market that's just filled with all kinds of great choices. So you can find me there, or you can go to Hy-Vee.com, health, and then choose the dietitian page, and you can find all of our dietitians. We have over 50 dietitians through the whole company.
Yeah, that's a great service. And you have the chopped mangoes if we're not feeling up to cutting, right? We can get the sliced mangoes
we
pre-made.
have our shortcuts for a lot of different produce items, because that's, people are in a hurry. We need quick things for that tailgating party. Get them already chopped up and get ready to go.
That's great. Okay.
As far as storing mangoes are concerned, how do you do them?
Very good comment. In fact, by the way, today at noon, I'll be doing a mango cutting at the store.
Okay.
So everyone can come by and do some samplings. But once they are ripe, leave them out on the counter until they're that slightly soft. Then put them in the fridge, and they will last for a week or so, or even more. And then you can cut them as you go. Plus, you can freeze them too. I love them in smoothies with yogurt and kefir, and you can do a wonderful mango morning, superfruit breakfast.
Mango morning, yes. And the taste, like a little zesty, it wakes you up, right? I love it.
You like it?
Yes,
Excellent.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ruthie.
Well, appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We're back right after this.
Career politician Tammy Baldwin doesn't share our Wisconsin values. Baldwin's life partner is a Wall Street executive who has invested in industries that Tammy oversees in Washington. But Senator Baldwin refuses to disclose her partner's financial assets. That's a conflict of interest. They're getting richer while you're paying more. Tammy Baldwin's not on your side. She's in bed with Wall Street.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join the team and give today.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington Insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington Insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington Insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Elmer Carl.
And I'm Mike Carl. Here we grow again.
At Carl's, when we grow, you save.
With our new location now open in Marshall, Minnesota, our buying power continues to save you money.
Save up to 40% on appliances.
We have exclusive in-store specials. You get free installation on select dishwashers and Serta mattresses. TVs and grills are also on sale. Stop into our new store here in Marshall or any Carl's store and save big.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks. But now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
As the mom of a daughter, I'm livid that boys are now being allowed to compete in girls' sports. It's just wrong. and I blame Tammy Baldwin. She voted to let biological men into women's sports. Worse, Baldwin co-sponsored legislation to force girls to share locker rooms with biological men. Tammy Baldwin is failing to keep our families safe. Tammy Baldwin's extreme values are wrong for Wisconsin. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. An Onalaska middle school janitor is one of 3 men arrested on child pornography charges. Onalaska police arrested 65-year-old David Baltz for possession of child pornography. The district put him on administrative leave while it reviews his employment. La Crosse police charged Jeffrey Loeb with possession of child pornography and sexual exploitation of a child. Michael Harrison also faces charges of possessing virtual child pornography. A missing Chippewa Falls man is dead, presumably after a motorcycle crash. Chippewa Falls police found the body of 45-year-old Matthew Harshman near the motorcycle crash scene in a wooded area. Harshman had been missing since Sunday. Police say they found the body near East Park Avenue using phone data. Investigators determined speed was a factor in the fatal crash. With close to a month left until Election Day, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are focusing on battleground states. Harris will be in Michigan today. Yesterday, former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney officially endorsed Harris for president. Today, former President Trump will be in Georgia surveying damage from Helene. President Biden visited hard-hit Georgia and Florida yesterday. The number of confirmed deaths related to Helene now surpassing 200. Nearly half are in North Carolina. Rescuers are searching for people in locations that lost phone service and power. For many rural Wisconsin parents, the struggle to find reliable, affordable childcare is all too real. But for some Trumpeldor County families, relief is on the way. The Arcadia School District is expanding its Little Raiders Child Care Center, a program it started 3 years ago to address the community's child care shortage. With demand soaring, the district is purchasing a nearby building to add 30 new slots to its current 108 student capacity.
It's going to benefit the community, and that is what we should always be worried about when we talk about tax dollars and funding. How do we support the people that are going to be a part of our community one day when they're older? And that's our intention here.
The center will move all of the children under the age of 2 into the new building. They'll restructure their current space to serve the older kids. And get ready for an exciting weekend of events. Rev your engines for the 55th annual Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Over 400 cars will compete across 16 divisions with 16 events like a pancake breakfast and a pet costume parade. Fall Fest takes over Dixon's Autumn Harvest Winery in Chippewa Falls. Enjoy live music, food trucks, a petting zoo, and more at this free event. And tonight in Winona, catch the adult comedy Elling at the Winona Arts Center. The 90-minute film will screen at 7 p.m. with $5 tickets available.
As you get into this early morning, right now we're looking at temperatures holding on to at least in the 30s as you go from Ladysmith down to Black River Falls. Those are the low 30s. Eau Claire is holding on to at least 36 degrees, and La Crosse is 46 degrees right now. We'll get better later on in the morning hours where all temperatures will get closer together. We'll get into the 70s today mostly, and then tomorrow we're in the 80s with breezy and windy conditions coming in with a 30% chance of rain, turning to a 50% chance at night, and that means scattered storms on the way. But much cooler going into Sunday, still in the mild though, and then we'll warm it up gradually next week.
Work week this Friday is a very sweet day because it's National Cinnamon Bun or Roll Day. The origins of the Scandinavian pastry are disputed. According to the Sussex Kitchen, the Swedes claim the cinnamon bun was born in their country, but people in pretty much every other Nordic nation will likely say their country was the birthplace. However you enjoy the pastry today, whether it's for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a snack, make sure you post about it on social media with the hashtag Cinnamon Bun Day. And our producer, he hooked us up this morning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
look at these.
That,
Are these from Quick Trip, Drew? They're probably from Quick Trip. They look pretty good.
Yeah, they look delicious. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm the one that got the knife because I'm afraid of you.
That is a big roll. They did that on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, right,
All right.
right.
Well, I want to have some of this icing.
Oh, also
Happy
here,
Cinnamon Bun
you
Day.
get the larger one, and I'll.
What would happen if I ate all of this icing? We'll find out. We'll see.